This was the wrap, guys, I showed on the conservators a couple of weeks ago. There are 3 tears there. 2 are visible, and then there's a tear between them. And I put an arrow there to it so you can see it. And then those 2 tears on the right-hand side, I did with Tengujo. And the one on the left, I did with the nanocellulose, with the nanofilm. So
proper controlled experiment.
Controlled experiment.
Yeah.
So if you can see, and you can see the nanocellulose film is virtually again invisible.
Yep, we can see it hanging off just a little bit right above marge, or margins, I should say. We can see just a little bit of it overhanging.
Yeah.
If my eyes aren't fooling me, the paper looks just a tiny bit darker there.
It's a bit darker.
And then, of course, the 2 rips that are repaired with Tengujo, and I'm assuming probably the Nori paste with methyl cellulose again.
Yes, Nori paste and methyl cellulose on both. Yes. And see, the 2 Tengujo tissues are still holding, and so is the nanofilm. Nanofilm is pretty much holding, right? And you can see all of them really. The Tengujo you can definitely see, the nanofilm not so much, but they're all nice and holding, right, of the tears. And what I'm going to do is reverse these tears to show you that these are reversible. So the reversibility of the nanofilm is something you can do, and therefore it is a conservation method, right? So you can see now the nanofilm once I wetted it, and you can't see the Tengujo too well yet, but these we can remove easily, right? I'm gonna wet both sides and then proceed with removing the nanofilm and removing the Tengujo, right? So once it is wet like this, handling it's going to cause tears as I just did here on the top. So be very careful, guys, because as Rick Morgan says, wet paper is weak paper. And it really is. You can see the tear here I caused where probably was the Tengujo tissue was holding it before that. That tear now is evident, right? With the Remay and turn it around and then flatten it and then remove the Tengujo and the nanofilm and show you the reversibility of the method, right? Okay. It needs to sit for a little bit, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. All right, guys, let's try to remove the nanofilm and the Tengujo. Tengujo should be no question removable, right? That should be easy peasy, because you can just roll your finger on it like this and it'll get removed, as you can see. That was easy, right? Here's a Tengujo. And how about the nanofilm? Is it removable? You betcha. Look at this. It's removable, right? Look at that. You can just scrape it off. And it is removable. You can wet it some more and wait on it. And just remove it, even with your fingers. You can see the nanofilm getting removed. Look at that, all gone. That was the nanofilm right there. Show you this new, oh, see this tear? See this tear? See this tear? They came back, right? Let me cause a tear in the middle, the opposite end, like this. That's quite the tear, right? So we have the tear now lined up like this. What I'm gonna do is brush this with a solution That is 1 part 2.5% methyl cellulose to 1 part Nori paste to 1 part CNF and 3 parts water. So 1 ml to each 1 part, right? 1 ml of water to each 1 part. What I'm going to do is go in, wet my brush with the concoction I have here, and just brush this with this concoction like this. And I'm going to brush both sides, right? I'm going to brush this side. Then I'm going to turn it around and brush the other side. And see if that tear will hold. We can check it tomorrow. Tear goes this way. So I'm going to dip this again, this brush again, in my solution and just brush this with my solution. And let's see if there is a nanofilm that gets created and gets stuck eventually with the adhesives I'm using to that tear. And now we're gonna cover it. And I'm gonna put some paper towels and stick it in the press. All right, guys, let's take a look and see how well it held. So it was about maybe overnight in the press, right, with a change of paper towel this morning. And we did brush both sides of the tear. And let's evaluate and see how well it held, right? Sticks a little bit there. You need fresh remet every time you do this kind of work because the nanocellulose is sticky and the Nori is sticky and methyl cellulose are sticky, right? They're all sticky. So, all right, let's take a look and see if it held really well. Look at that. And it held so well, I can't even see the repair here. Can you? I really can't see the repair at all. Right? Tiny little bit maybe if you see, if you zoom in a little bit here, you see a little bit of a film, but not much. How will this pass muster with CGC if they see this? Will they flip and call this glue? How will it look under black light? Let's take a look. Okay. I mean, I don't see any fluorescence really, you know. I don't see any. Look at the other side. A little bit here, you see it, right? That's all kosher stuff, right? You're using entirely reversible material. So I'm not really too worried about CGC. I think this will be fine. This technique actually is better than using nanofilms because you can't even see it at all. It's very, very strong repair. And this is like you know, I have a split right here, so that's easy to undo if you need to. And yet I'm like struggling to do it, right? Nicely done. I think this is a game changer, you guys. Yeah. And one more thing I'd like to try is fold this and see if the folding affects the repair. Because it was right here, right in the middle. And I can fold it without any problems. This is incredible. Look at that. Right? Certainly, if you're going to pull it hard, it's going to break again, but it's holding really well. With little to see. Little repair to see. You don't even see the repair at all. I think this will go past the CGC people. I don't think they'll see it very well. It's right here. You see it, right? It's well protected. There's hardly anything left there. It's a good technique, guys. I would recommend it. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also used it on these here. You see how you don't see them anymore? You don't see the tape here. You don't see anything. Everything is nicely sealed. I use the same brush on these tears. Do you see anything? I certainly don't. It's like back to normal as a wrap.
Slowly fading away. So I packed up and went to a little village for secrecy and quiet to finish the experiment and complete the antidote. The way back to visible man again. I meant to come back just as I was when you saw me last. But the fools wouldn't let me work in peace. I had to teach them a lesson. But why? Why do it, Griffin? Just a scientific experiment at first. That's all. To do something no other man in the world had done.